Hey everyone, welcome to today's movement flow. These sessions are designed to help you reset and get back into your body, tap into your creativity, and hopefully help you become more resilient within your busy schedule. Let's get started. We're going to be in quadruped, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, and just start with an old favorite, cat and cow, rounding and reaching. And I'm going to invite you to use the breathing that best serves you in this moment. So if there is a tight place that you need to explore, then I invite you to breathe into it. And if there is a place that needs more support, then I invite you to engage it as you empty your lungs, maybe finding a little more contraction in that area. Let's do one more rounding. And extending, and then pull the string taut between your head and your tail. So you're coming into as flat a back as you can with support. We're gonna shift the weight to the 3 support systems and reach your other leg behind you and just lift the leg up and tap it down. So nothing ideally is changing, but everything is alive, everything is engaged, online, trying the best we can to stay considerate of being in our entire body, not just the place that's working. For 2. And let's do one more to keep it up. Little pulses, just lift from your hip. 3, 4, 5, 6. One more set. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, we're gonna rotate that leg to a turnout, external rotation. Try to keep your chest facing the ground, and then rotate the hip to face back to the mat. Turn it out, and in doing this, you're actually working, if you can feel it, on the underneath, the supporting hip. So wrapping both legs into turnout as best you can, rotating it back to center, wrapping it into turnout, rotating back to center. One more time, wrapping into turnout to stay. Pour the weight into your supporting hand back, and whoopsie, and your knee, and open it up to the side. So we're in a nice, stable plank. Bring yourself to the side, rotate your hip down. We're gonna do that again. So it goes hip, find the support. It goes arm, it goes upper body as much as you can. It goes hip. We do the hip. We're just asking our body to come online in maybe new and interesting ways so that we can break the monotony for ourselves, see what's possible. Upper body and hip. You've got one more rotating. We're gonna lift that arm up. We're gonna find that balance, pulse the leg. 3, 4, smiling, 6, 7, and 8. Rotate it all the way down, rotated it in, lower it down, bend it in, and round forward and just stretch. Bring both sides of your hands to the left side of your mat and shift into that hip you just worked. And if you did the opposite side, no worries. Come back to center. Let's do the other side. So we're reaching back and we're gonna lift and touch, lift and touch. Good. Pressing and lowering nice and long through the body for 4. Breathing as you need to, reminding your body that it's having a full experience. Last one. Let's lift it up one more time. Little pulses from your seat. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it there. Turn it out and rotate the hips back to the floor. Turn and rotate. Good. And turn it out. Rotate it back down. And find that underneath leg, which should already be somewhat warm from the last side, to roll the hip open and close. Let's do one more time. Roll it open and close. Get ready for the next progression. Roll the hip open, transfer your weight, open the arm, open the back, roll the upper body down, and then roll the hip to face the ground. Turn the legs out, open the back, reach it to the ground, roll to face the mat. Turn it out, Press down to lift up. Different sides will yield different availability of stability. Two more times actually. Open, reach it down, rotate it in. Last time, rotate it out, lift it up, find the pulse, go up. 7, 6, get longer. 4, 3, 2, upper body goes down. First, bring the knee, hip first, then the knee. Wanted to get out of that one too fast, reaching forward. Take your hands over to the opposite side. Stretch that hip. Good. And then come back to center and roll up. We're gonna take your right foot forward, standing it down. Just a little tiny tuck in the hip, hands behind your head. Just shift into your hip stretch as best you can. And then find yourself back up to vertical. And if you need to adjust that foot, put a pad under your knee, go for it. 2 more times, folding in the front ankle, opening in the back hip. 1 more time. Then come to a place that feels stable, like you can maintain it for a bit. We're gonna do a little back bend, chest on the ceiling, and then everything comes upright. 4 times, chest goes up. You can think of tugging the mat from your front and your back foot so that it feels more connected underneath you. 1 more time. So if my left leg is behind me, I'm gonna side bend away from it as much as I can for 4. Ooh, that feels nice. And 3, and center. And 2, remembering to keep just like the tiniest little back bend in my upper back. 1, and last mechanic, we're gonna turn away from the hip and back to center. Away from the lengthened hip and center. You can lift as you twist and center. 1 more time, lift and twist and center. And then take your hands all the way down to the mat. Shift back if you can, either to sit on your heel, flex your foot, or if you need to sit all the way down and bend this knee underneath you, go for it. We'll try to lengthen out a little bit. And then as you round forward, point your foot to lengthen a little bit more. And then let's extend the spine towards a flat back hinge and point to round a little bit more. And extend. Little snack for your hamstring, maybe your calf, maybe your spine. Good. And reach. And flex, come all the way up. Let's switch legs, pulling it underneath. Step forward with the other side, hands behind your head, and do the best you can to just open the front hip and come back to center. Just thinking about keeping my chest lifted towards the light, the sunlight, and center. Let's do 2 more, reaching here. Good. Creating space and just kind of scanning for extra tension that I don't need. Good. Find your working position, then lift the chest to the sky and come back to center. And again, reach it up and center. And lift and center. You've got 1 more, lift. We side bend away from the back leg, so I'm gonna go left to stretch the right and center. And so we're just moving controlled, but a little dynamically, not spending too much time in the stretch. If you need more later, you can go back. We're just trying to wake up the hip, wake up the length. Now let's rotate to the back wall, away from that leg and center. And turn and forward. And 2. 1 more time. Coming back to center, reach down if you need to. Take a seat back on your leg. Flex your foot, find that flat back, and then as you point, round over it. And flex and extend. And round forward. Flex and extend. And round forward. Let's do 2 more here. And reach. And flex and extend. and round forward. I think I want to keep going, but let's flex and extend. And then from here, we're going to take both knees underneath us and lower all the way down onto your chest, hands standing up to the sides. Lift up into a little swan, a little back bend, a little cobra, whatever you know as a back bend, and then turn your left cheek to the ground and allow your left shoulder to stretch open as you lower your head down. And then come up to center and then twist to the other side. So it's a little, almost like a lizard movement. That's what I think of. It's a nice way to start to slide the blades on the back, reaching and moving the shoulders in different directions, making decisions about what might feel a little more nourishing to those joints. Let's do one more each side. Reaching over. We'll do one last one to even it out. Good, come back to center. Take your hands into what might be called the Sphinx position, elbows underneath your shoulders, and bring your legs together. So we're just going to finish with a little core engagement where we draw the chin to the chest, press your shoulders off of your back so that your elbows get heavier, your forearms get heavier. Continue to curl in, so you're almost creating a bubble on your back, rounding up, pulling that belly in, not letting your hips tilt, but you're really almost kind of tucked in the tail. And then you're gonna lower down thigh bones, hip flexors, chest comes forward, and then we can even take a little slump at the end. So as you press through your forearms, your shoulder blades move away from the spine, your chin curls in, front of the ribs press to the back of the ribs, sternum reaches through scapula, low belly pulls up, finding that balance point, that little quivery place, and then release slowly out. Chest comes up, let it slump. Then last one, press away. Chin to chest, shoulder blades separate, sternum presses from the front to the back, front ribs to back ribs, belly to back, waistline front to back. Hover for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and slowly lower down. To release, take your hands under your shoulders, come back to our quadruped from the beginning. Find that cat-cow one last time, rounding up and reaching through. And hopefully that feels a little easier to complete. Last one, rounding and reaching, and cross your ankles if you can, and come back to center. And remember to keep up the good work. You're doing a great job. And don't forget to take care of yourself in the process of taking care of others. See you next time.